Welcome to Thomas Stanford 80-19-1. My name is Thomas Stanford. I promote the world's first universal self-concept framework, the 80-19-1 framework that I created. I share it for free. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Substack, and I'm on Mastodon, as well as here on YouTube. So, if you've never seen me before, let's talk about my 80-19-1 framework. My 80-19-1 framework is a self-concept framework. In other words, you use your imagination. It's meant for you to have, do, or be whatever it is you want. Not at the cost of others, but I don't get into that. I don't talk about what you should and shouldn't be doing. I don't concern myself with I don't concern myself with your baggage. I don't think it's my job to clean up people's baggage. But it is my job, because this is what I'm called to do and what I'm best at, is to tell people what you do after that. So the framework is simple. It's straightforward. And all it is that 80%, or the 80% factor, is that you show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want. At least mindfully embodying the state. This is the twilight hour of miracle territory. This is why miracles happen, is because you mindfully embodied the state. This is what people call prayer. So the 19% factor is that you continue to show up feeling as if you're the person that is, does, or has, but you also release control so that you can learn to be the person. So you can learn to better be the person. And then finally, the 1% is the one complete, whole, individual person. You're the person. You started with I am and you end with I am. It's that simple. It's very simple. It sounds oversimplified. I understand that, but it's really not. You're already doing it. You're already here having a felt experience because you are present. You are continuing to emerge in this world and in this reality, and that all of those factors and choices and decisions, all those things add up to a complete picture that you could paint of who you are. So it's very simple. It's very simple, but it's deceptively simple. It's something that you would miss if you weren't looking for it. That's why I spent 20 years developing this. Well, not 20 years developing this, but 20 years researching and studying and learning and growing and training myself. The framework took only a couple of years to actually develop. I've got videos on the story behind its creation. But the story behind its creation is rather unremarkable, because I was using the principles unknowingly all my whole life. I was using the principles unknowingly the whole time. Every time I was successful, this is what I was doing. And I made the connection. I said, wait a minute. That's what I was doing. That's exactly what I was doing. I'm going to tell people this is the miraculous territory. This is where you get to show off your talent. This is where you get to actually be in your element and actually succeed doing what you're meant to do. The framework is designed to help you find what's for you. You have to release control to learn that it's not for you. It's really simple. It's a very subtle shift between thinking and feeling. Our Western society, our Western Americanized society has a tendency to pathologize things. So we cognize things all the time, and we think them to death instead of acting on them or doing something. And it's not about the actions that you take either. It's not about mindset. It's a paradox, is what it is. But I'm not here to explain rocket science to you and tell you that it's not rocket science. I'm telling you, yes, there's way more to life than this. But when it comes to your dreams and your goals to have and do and be whatever you want, which should key in on and focus on a high, noble, grand goal, this is the way to that. This is the path forward for that grand noble purpose, just like I've used it for this very purpose of sharing the framework. The framework is one of these pillars, I guess you could call it. I'm wanting to build something for people to build off from. So the framework is simple. It's 80% factor. You show up feeling as if, and that's it. That could be being in the right place, mindfully embodying the presence. In other words, it's a felt experience. You feel it in your body. You feel it in your location. Am I in the right place, doing the right thing, thinking the right things, doing what I'm supposed to do? Those are felt experiences. Just because they occur doesn't mean that you're not actually experiencing them. People like to take themselves out of the equation too frequently and say, what do I need to do? You're taking yourself out of the equation. You know what you need to do. It's just a game of cat and mouse that your mind is playing on you. I recommend you follow your dream. I recommend you take up on that commitment that you made to yourself. It's April. It's now April 9th, I want to say. I'm sure you likely did a New Year's resolution. What is going on with that right now so far? What are you doing now? Just like my hero Neville Goddard would say. But like I said, 80% factor is mindfulness, or at least presence. You show up feeling as if you're the person. In other words, if there's nothing to be done, if you're supposed to be resting, you rest as the person would do. There's nothing to do. You don't have to do these things. They reveal themselves to be happening while you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. It just becomes apparent, oh, that's what I was doing. Okay, well, I can use that as a formula now. What? 80% factor. You show up feeling as if you're the person that already is, does, or has whatever it is you want. As if it's already occurring. As if it's already the reality. The 19% factor is that you continue to show up feeling as if you're the person, releasing control so that you can learn. So that you can perform better. And of course, like I said, the 1% factor is that you ultimately become the person. And I can't really simplify it any further than that. So like I said, my name is Thomas Stanford. This is Thomas Stanford 8019-1. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for hearing me out. Have a blessed day.